Years. Lori is hands down knows so much about the field of electronics, which is so great because a lot of people get scared when they think about electronics. They think about we're going to talk about hearing aids today, and you are the perfect person to talk to, as am I, because my father had issues with his hearing.
Exactly.
My hearing is still okay right now. My mother's having issues right now with her hearing.
Yep.
So here's what they're called. They're called Go Prime. And let me tell you, these things are absolutely amazing. If you have trouble listening to phone calls, if you have trouble watching TV and listening to the dialogue in TV, and you're frustrated, if you go to a restaurant and you're constantly looking at your partner and saying, I'm sorry, what did you say? If you're asking people to speak up, if you are turning the volume on your TV way the heck up just so you can hear it, then you have what we call mild to moderate hearing loss. And guess what? You no longer have to go and get an expensive appointment set up. You don't need a prescription to be able to help yourself. These are indeed do-it-yourself hearing aids. Top of the line in every way. And these are going to make a big difference for you. They are the easiest ever to use. They virtually disappear in your ears. You don't wear them over the back of your ear. They go in just like you're listening to earbuds and your favorite music. They are noise canceling. We are giving you a 45-day trial to try these out, okay? If you or somebody you know is missing out on life, right? I said yesterday last time when we had these, putting your head in the sand. This is like putting your ears in the sand, right?
Right.
I mean, think about it. I wear glasses.
So true.
Because I'm tired of fighting that battle. My father, and I'll say that quick story, and then Lori will get into it because we don't have a lot of time in this one. My dad was in the military, and he was a weapons instructor, so he taught people how to use firearms. Back in those days, they didn't wear proper ear protection, right? He probably stuck cotton in his ears, okay? So as he got older, and I tell this story all the time because I think it's kind of a cute story, but it's the reality of it. He couldn't hear things, and the TV was always up, and we would say, if you talk to my father, it was always like, huh? What? Huh? Yep. What? That's it. And he made that, he sounded like that. It was kind of charming because it reminded us of our dad, but we only knew him like that, you know, as we got older. He was like, he just couldn't hear that well.
Sure.
And yet he was too vain because hearing aids back then, you had to wear over your ears, and this guy was a football coach, and he was just very proud. He didn't want to wear stuff like that. So he suffered. He couldn't even hear the peep frogs at night because we would go outside. Remember I told you that story? We'd go outside up in New England. The little peeper frogs would be like, and you'd hear them.
Yes.
He couldn't hear them, and he's like, I miss that sound because it reminds me of nighttime and
relaxing
in the fall, and you could hear and he couldn't hear it anymore. So he never did anything about it because there weren't things around like this. For him, he would have to eventually go get a doctor's appointment and all that stuff and have to deal with that, and he didn't want to do that. So we're offering you a way without any prescription, and by the way, you don't just get a 30-day, you get 45 days to try them. And I got to tell you, you're missing out if you don't do it. Lori, give us a little story. What do you think?
I mean, so these are really amazing. And one of the things I like so much about them, I mean, you told that great story about your dad. My dad needed hearing aids as well. He passed away about a year ago. Luckily, we had a couple of years where we could hear each other and be able to interact. But he kind of started to shut down after a while. Enough of the whole, sorry, what did you say? I didn't catch that. Can you rewind the TV show? It started to really wear on him after a while. And then he stopped asking what we said. And then he stopped participating in our conversation. So when we were finally able to get him some hearing aids, it changed his life. So we were able to really communicate for a couple of years there before he passed. But the problem is when he went, he had to go to his general practitioner. My mom was running him around to all these appointments, had to go to the audiologist, get the hearing test, had to go to the hearing aid place, do the fittings. Oh, and then they hit him with a bill, and it was $5,000 plus dollars.
I tell you, when I go to my ENT, who I love, I mean, she's great and everything, but all the half of the billboards inside in the waiting room are about having your hearing tested, because there's a lot of money in it, and I get it. I don't begrudge anybody that, but the problem is that's another blockade into getting it done.
That's true.
If I told you we can deliver these to your house and they could change your life, and there aren't many things that I sell that I can say will change your life, this will do it. I remember, even when you go into a restaurant, when I was a waiter, I would have certain people I knew could not hear, and I would intentionally try to drop down to help them.
You're very kind.
They were regular customers, and I knew it embarrassed them.
Exactly.
It's the same thing like people are embarrassed to bring a flashlight in to read a menu. It's like, get a good pair of glasses, right? Or get contact lenses. This is a way to heal and help yourself. okay? It's not a medical device, as we said. What it is it's an amplifier that helps you to be able to hear those things maybe you haven't heard in 10 years.
And there's a lot of technology built right in, so not just amplification, there are a lot of amplifier types of technologies out there. These are actual over-the-counter hearing aids, so no prescription, no running around, no hearing test, but it also refines the sound, so it makes voices sound clearer, right, without making everything sound louder. So if you've had frustration hearing what the special is at dinner, or hearing what a loved one is saying, or that favorite TV show, you can't understand the plot points, we're gonna give you a demonstration here of what that sound difference could be for you. And like you said, Guy, for a lot of us, this is about being able to hear things maybe we haven't been able to hear in a really long time. So take a listen to this.
Have reached the ocean. They peer over the edge,
waiting for the right moment, anticipating the dangers
that await. Until finally, one of them jumps.
Hey, honey, do you hear that?
It sounds like a pair of cardinals.
Where are they? I hear them, but I don't see them.
Oh, I think they're coming from...
Looking for our beer specials?
So tonight, in addition to our usual lineup of IPAs, we've got some great
There's a pale ale from one of our local
brewers. It's very crisp and citrusy, if that's what you're into.
It's day and night.
Big difference.
It's like day and night.
It really
where
is.
You can actually hear. I mean, think about it. And you know what it sounds like? And this is, since I have a good hearing right now, I can only imagine like that muffled sound.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, you know, like when you're wearing a hat, right? And it seems very muffled. Or you put your hands over your ears and you can't hear those crisp, high-pitched sort of noises.
Exactly, right?
The ones that we hear when we talk.
That
right?
the treble
music.
tones, yes, right.
I mean, I think about that too, what you're missing out on. I mean, I can't imagine, you know, like losing your eyesight, right? And really not being able to see anything clearly. Hearing, to me, is every bit as important, sometimes maybe even more, because when you think about what hearing does, it triggers emotion, right?
Exactly.
Whether it's a baby crying or whether, you know, when you heard those birds chirping in the background, all those things, if you're missing out on that, you're missing out on a big chunk of life. And if you're not doing it because you're embarrassed, there's nothing embarrassing about this. You try them out, you get a month and a half. If they don't help you, return them. We don't want you to keep them if they don't help, but look how they just disappear. Right in the ear. Go
really
on.
easy. So all you do is you just press it right in. We're including 3 different sizes of those ear tips for you in multiple sets, so you can play with the sizing. Once you put it in, wait till it suctions in so it's in securely. I've got one in right now, super discreet. So what I love is this is helping to take the stigma away from having hearing aids because they look just like earbuds. Look at this. Super easy to wear. They're not over the ear. They're not big and clunky. Also, no batteries to ever have to replace because this is a recharging case. So when you put in your hearing aids, you get 30 hours of nonstop use, and then when you put them into the case, you get 6 additional charges. So what I'm holding in my hand right here, 180 hours on the go. These are the best. I just remember with my dad, I had to change batteries, and I have terrible eyesight, not good at all.
Can you imagine having to change the batteries yourself? Like my mom.
Oh, impossible.
My mom has tremors, right? And I'm like, there is no way.
You'd have to do it.
I had a hard time getting the batteries in the first pair that we got for her.
Right.
I was like, I can't do this. And not only that, it's maintenance.
It is.
The case is the charger.
Yep.
You plug the case in with the charging cable.
Cable and wall brick.
Let's show everybody what they get too,
so you
Lori,
get this full accessory pack. Everything is included, so a full maintenance kit is included here. So 3 different case colors that you can choose from, your black, your lilac, and your coral. Absolutely gorgeous. You're getting your hearing aids. By the way, these are coming your way from HearX Corporation. They are the manufacturers of Lexi and Lexi by Bose. They sell hearing aids that are far more expensive, but many of those technologies, they have to have a smartphone to be able to adjust the hearing aids. You don't have to have that with the Go Prime from GoHearing. You don't have to have a cell phone at all. There's one button on here to adjust, and I'll talk you through that in a moment. You're gonna get your charging cable and your wall brick, so you can plug this right in. Here's where you plug it on the bottom of that charging case. Okay, so there's that recharging case. You're getting, again, your maintenance kit to help clean these out. You might need to clean them every once in a while. You're also getting a dehumidifying kit. So all of these little tablets right here, these are basically wax tablets. Every once in a while, drop one of those into this empty jar jar with your hearing aids overnight, and it's gonna help remove the humidity. We all know technology and moisture don't get along, so that's gonna be a way to maintain and preserve your hearing aids for a very, very long time. But again, no trip to the doctor, no prescription. Maybe you have that perceived mild to moderate hearing impairment that you were talking about, where you just notice you can't hear people's voices like you used to be able to, or you're missing out on some of the nuances in
turning
nature.
up the TV.
Yeah, or you're cranking up the TV.
That's
Why
the
not
first
give these a
sign.
try, like you said, with a month and a half to try them out? Just see if they work for you with no obligation. If not, send them back, but they've helped so many people.
And all you're gonna, now remember too, we have our HSN credit card offer, so you can get another $50 off, but remember, it only costs you $60 to get these home. So you're not even paying, so I know it's $2.99 on sale, but you don't pay that. You're gonna pay the $60, you're gonna get them, and then you have 45 days to decide to return them. So you're not even gonna get to the point of paying the other $239 or whatever it is, because you've only paid $60, that's your investment. $60, you get 45 days to try them.
Yeah.
I encourage you to do it. Do not have your head in the sand. I want you to listen one more time to our sound on tape, because it really breaks down and shows you a typical situation where you can't, just because you can't hear it, doesn't mean it's not there. Take a listen.
At the end of their long journey, our colony of penguin chicks
Have reached the ocean. They peer over the edge
waiting for the right moment, anticipating the dangers.
that await. Until finally, one of them jumps.
Hey, honey, do you hear that?
It sounds like a pair of cardinals.
Where are they? I hear them, but I don't see them.
Oh, I think they're coming from...
Looking for our beer specials? So
Tonight, in addition to our usual lineup of IPAs, we've got some great
there's a pale ale from one of the homes.
brewers. It's very crisp and citrusy, if that's what you're into.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? You know,
It really is.
It's funny because
What a difference.
I worked in the restaurant business for years and years and years, and I know those exact scenes where you have a whole bunch of people all together and everybody is vying for, you know, attention, trying to talk. And if you can't hear that, you miss out on so much. Don't snooze on this. I have, trust me, I have done my research on hearing aids, my brother and I, for my mom, for years and years and years. We tried everything. And then we finally got a pair, but they kept popping out of her ear. You can adjust it. Actually, there's a little set of adjustments. I don't know if we have them out there, you know, the little cups that go on them.
Oh, yeah, the little sizing. I don't think they made it out here.
They didn't bring, but we have, there's different size little cups that you can fit in.
here they are.
There they are. They're in the back. But you can adjust the size so they will fit any size ear canal, but you need to try that. I mean, this was a really short presentation. We did not have enough time really to get into it.
Making a mess.
But the bottom line is, if you have mild to moderate hearing loss and you want to do something about it, or you know somebody that has mild to moderate hearing loss and you want to help them, this is, yeah, you can see the size difference right there.
There's 3 different sizes, by the way. There's 2 here, but you get 3.
You can do it, and it could change. Like I said, I don't sell a ton of stuff that's life-changing, but once in a while I get some items like this where I'm like, man, where was this about 3 or 4 years ago when my mom was shopping for these things?
Right.
We finally settled on a pair. She paid $700 for them, which is crazy.
That's crazy.
But that was a good deal.
Well, that's a good deal. My dad paid over $5,000, closer to $6,000, and he hated the first.
for that stuff.
He hated the first pair, and guess
I know.
what? We had to buy him again.
Yeah.
So we were into it twice. I mean, that was a lot of money.
$60 is all your investment
And
is
for
for
my
these.
parents who were on a fixed income at the time, I mean, and still, oh my gosh, that's a lot of money. So you want it to truly enhance the quality of your life, and if it doesn't, guess what? Those aren't returnable. Those were not returnable hearing aids. These are. So if something for, you know, any reason doesn't work well for you, you can return them. But I think you're gonna keep them because, again, this is HearX Corporation, Lexi by Bose, all created by the same manufacturer. These are global leaders in audiology technologies. This is the slim, easy, lightweight one that looked like earbuds. So they just pop right into your ear, suction right in. 3 different sizes of those those little ear guard things. You just pop it right in. As long as it suctions, it's gonna feel nice and secure for you. And if it doesn't, switch to